In search of healthy keto, creamy mushroom soup. It's been raining a lot today. I thought mushroom soup would be a perfect complement to that end of the day meal. For mushroom soup, all I need is just some chopped onion, little garlic, saute it in a pan maybe 5 minutes, and add the garlic. Saute them another 10 minutes or so, and add some cream to it. That's pretty much it. The kind of mushroom, I could use anything. I found this plain white mushroom and some baby bella mushroom, so I'll use that. That's about 3/4 of a pound. And topping, I like that crispy part of the mushroom soup. When you have the soup and on top there's a crispy caramelized onion or anything else that you like, parsley or anything. I love King Oyster Mushroom, and I think it'll perfectly go well as a topping. So the Oyster King mushroom, there are different kinds. The biggest one I never used. The one I like is the trumpet kind. And for topping, I have to slice it sidewise and then saute probably for 7 minutes. I'll make it caramelized and crispy, and then I'll use it as a topping. The rest of the mushroom would go, most of it will go in a blender with cream cheese, a little bit of cream cheese and cream, and I think that should give the creamy texture. So we'll see. Let's begin. And onion, and I added an optional item that should not be there in the recipe, but I had to use celery stick, and celery can't go wrong in any soup base, so I added a little bit of celery, 2 sticks, and onion, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin, and just a little of half a stick, well, 1/4 of a stick, let's see, we're using of butter. That should give a little bit of flavor to it. In about a minute, these mushrooms are getting chopped. That small King Oyster Trumpet kind, they'll go here. So let's see. Alright, exactly into 7 minutes. They're almost ready. Then I just have to separate this mushroom from these as much as I can, topping, and then I'll add the other mushroom in the pan. Putting 8 minutes into this, I added a little bit of cayenne pepper. These are optional stuff. You can add whatever spice you like. I added half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper and just a sprinkle of black pepper for flavor, and you can even add a packet of soy sauce that I got from one of those Chinese food eating session I had. So I added 1 packet of soy sauce. This doesn't belong here, but you can do it if you like the topping to be more caramelized, and it gives you a different texture. These are all optional stuff. You can add whatever you like. A little goes a long way. Toppings are ready. They're taken out. I just realized that when I saute the second portion of this mushrooms, I really need some onion and garlic to be sauteed in so the flavor gets in. So I had to cut about 1/3 of onion and 2 clove garlic just for the flavor. Just because I had too much garlic, too much mushrooms. Normally you wouldn't need a pound of mushroom for this soup. All you need is a half a pound. But I did have 2 different kind. I wanted to try mixing them up, so I ended up having close to a pound mushroom, and the topping itself is another close to a pound, so that's a lot of mushroom. For that, you have to add on the second sauteing these. Normally you wouldn't. But anyway, so now they're all in. They'll be sauteed in for about 10 minutes. And after that, most of it will go in a blender with a cream, and that'll be the end of the cycle. We'll see. Okay, time to put the mushroom in a blender. So I have 2 cups of, let's turn this up. I have 2 cups of cream, which is half and half. I used 1 stick of Philadelphia cream cheese. If you like more creamier, you can add more. Entirely up to you. And most of this mushroom, I will put it in a blender. And then it will go back to simmer for 10 minutes. And the soup would be ready. I just left a little bit just to give some of the mushroom in the soup base. Okay, they're blended in. That will go here. It will be simmered for about 10 minutes, and that's it. Now, one thing is optional. You don't have to use it, but if you want more flavor to it, I added 2 cups of chicken bouillon. That'll give some extra flavor, but this is completely optional. Mushroom in garlic, sauteed in butter and olive oil itself is a treat. So anyway, let's simmer it, and we'll see how it turns out. This is important. When you bring to a boil, just make sure you keep stirring this thing, because otherwise it might burn at the bottom. So once it's almost close to boil, you just turn it real low and let it sit for maybe 5 minutes. Take about 5 minutes to get there. Alright, dinner is ready. Mushroom soup, Keto edition, topped with King Oyster Trumpet mushroom and parsley. And I see there's a cameo addition to it, the dark Russian rye bread, nutty bread. Okay, that'll go perfectly with this. And the texture of this soup is really creamy, and I use the minimum kinds of spice that I could possibly use. But you can spice it up the way you like it. You can put some crumbled cheese on top if you like that. But as it is, it's a wonderful soup. Very comfort food. And the cream cheese is optional. I added that for that texture. I used the bare minimum, but you can easily use 2 to 3 packets. The amount of mushroom soup I prepared is actually going to serve 10 people. So it's a lot of mushroom. If you are using a small amount, it's going to be much easier to prepare in a short amount of time. Alright, bon appetit!